What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so before I get into this video, I want to give a big shout out to the brother Town Biz because he did a video talking about this a couple of days ago. So please subscribe to his platform if you haven't already. So Will Smith has confirmed that there will be a fourth installment of the Bad Boys franchise. There will be a Bad Boys 4. This comes approximately a year, about 11 months actually, since the infamous slap incident at last year's Oscar. Of course, that's when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. When that happened, of course, there was a wave of criticism, a wave of punishments levied at Will Smith. He cannot attend the Oscars for a 10-year period. There was some speculation that this would affect his career. A movie that came out a couple of months ago, Emancipation, which I watched twice. I might watch it again. I think it's a great movie. I know some people have this aversion towards slave movies, but it's part of our history. I'll tell you one thing. If you think white people don't watch slave movies because of guilt, then you're out of your mind. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's actually a love story. It's a story about hope. It's a story about overcoming odds. If you really look at the movie and not just focus so much on, oh, he's a slave. But anyway, I don't want to get on my soapbox and talk about that movie. But there was speculation that the incident would affect Will Smith's career, and it has not. All right, it really hasn't. Look, an incident like that, while I never condone what he did, I thought that the 30 years of exemplary behavior that Will Smith has shown in public, no matter what you hear in tabloids about his sex life, or no matter how you don't like his wife or things of that nature, he's been tremendous for 30 years. And at the end of the day, this was not enough to hurt him. So I wish him the greatest success of his future. And if I'm not mistaken, I think every subsequent Bad Boys movie has been more successful than the last one. Let me make sure of that one. Let me make sure of that before I end this video. The first Bad Boys came out in 1995. That's when both of them were in their 20s. Martin might have just turned 30 at the time. That movie made $141.4 million against a $19 million budget. That movie was very successful. Bad Boys 2 came out in 2003 when the pair were in their mid to late 30s. That movie had a $130 million budget, so the budget was far greater. But this movie made $273.3 million. So even though it gross to budget wise it wasn't that successful, it was more successful overall, making almost twice as much money. Then the third installment, Bad Boys for Life, came out in January 2020, just before the pandemic really began to affect us. That movie had a smaller budget of $90 million, but it made $426.5 million, vastly outgrossing the movie that came out years prior. Now, of course, now they're not really kids anymore. Will and Martin are in their 50s. So anyway, don't matter. We like these movies, and we want and the consensus is people want to still see them in these movies. That's just what it is. So anyway, tell me what you guys think.